Hi, I'm Casey Wilson.
I'm Danielle Schneider.
Oh,
sorry, guys. We're a little
We've
giddy
been
this evening.
having some laughs amongst ourselves.
Many M&Ms. I have filled my belly and the emptiness in my heart with M&Ms.
I know.
This evening. It's not pretty. And our dear engineer Lyra is like, guys, you can't eat any more M&Ms on the air because people will be disgusted by you.
Yeah.
You take that to heart.
I took it to heart. I'm happy to be here, Danielle.
Me too. We had a lovely weekend in San Francisco.
We had so much fun.
The audiences were wonderful.
Oh my gosh. 3 women dressed up, 2 of them as lobsters and one of them as Ramona, stealing them from Barb's clam bake.
It was terrific.
Transcendent work.
Someone also dressed up as Lala and Randall, which was
2 women, and they the Randall of the couple was holding a stick with a very tiny plane on the top for their private jet. And then a very lovely guy had a T-shirt that said all these different names, and then at the bottom it said "and Paul." But my father, he had a T-shirt with my father's name on it. I mean,
it was wonderful. So much fun.
So much fun.
How are you?
I'm really good.
We're finally moving from this house. You will be.
I move tomorrow, and I'm very excited to go back to old Los Feliz on the right side of the hill.
Oh my yes.
I've gotten some pushback for my views.
Yeah.
And so I apologize to everyone in Studio City. See ya.
I wouldn't want to be ya, is how you feel.
Been ya. No, I've actually really liked it here. How are you, Danielle?
Great. Fine.
My daughter
everything. My daughter is graduating this week.
Aww.
So it's really sweet. But I am a terrible mother, and I forgot that on graduation week, it's also Spirit Week. There's just too much to do.
Too much.
And they had to be dressed in costumes today, and I forgot, and I felt terrible. I almost started crying. It was one of those things where it's fuck, because she loves dressing up. It's so much fun for her. And so I was like, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry. I'll remember tomorrow. I forgot and I have to go to work. I was like, Mommy feels really bad. Does that help? And she goes, no.
Not at all.
Not at all. She made it quite clear that it was of no consequence
How
to
you
her.
Felt. I'll tell you, this mom at my son's school who is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But a few moms have said this to me over the year, and I know no one means anything by it, but I can't help but take it as an act of terrorism, which is that moms will say to me I miss you. I haven't seen you around the school in a while. It's something about it makes me so angry.
I get it because we already have I already have the guilt.
And
it's the guilt that you already feel.
I know she genuinely just meant miss you.
I know. But my daughter said to her teacher, I heard you've been away for a while. He said, I went away for one night. She said, well, Sydney said you've basically been MIA. And she wanted to make you a card because you've been so
in hope
gone.
You would come back.
And I said, I spiraled in the middle with this teacher, and I was like, I've been here. I mean, I guess I've been working a lot more, but you know what? This job is over very soon, and I'm really gonna be present, and I'm gonna be there. She was just like, I don't care.
She's like, lady, let me leave.
Yeah.
Well, I've been all turned around. My memory, I'm asking anyone out there, and yes, I'm on various amounts of medication, but various combos. But my memory has gotten so terrible. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I know everyone's like, why do you have an assistant? Makes fun of me. But when I tell you, it's an anchor for me because I cannot remember one thing. The other day, I was like, I have to get my son to this swim lesson. I'm moving into my new house, craziness. I'm like, I need to leave. People the movers are like, can you stay and help us arrange? I'm like, no, I must take my son to a swim lesson. So we get in the car. I get him across town. He's asleep. I wake him up. We're going over to June's for a swim lesson. And I call June and I'm like, listen, I'm 5 minutes late, but I'll be right there. She goes, Casey? She's like, swim lesson, as it has been for 2 years. She's like, is on Mondays. Today's Thursday. I was so embarrassed. She's like, it's not a day off. You off. I was like, right. Yes. And she's like, and then the worst, she was like, you're welcome to come over. So what's happening?
I know.
I can't remember anything.
It's tough.
This psychiatrist I went to was like, oh, you can take this supplement that you have to write away for, write to a company for. It's off the market. You could get a coupon for it. She's like, but you take it twice a day. and it doesn't kick in for 6 to 8 months. I just can't. I can't.
6 to 8 months.
Come on, 6 to 8 months.
And I'll make the obvious joke, but I genuinely know I won't remember to do it.
Of course not.
You know, I also have quickly, and then we'll bring out our guest. I have sciatica in my ass on one side, and so I'm in physical therapy for it. What more? You know, I just feel like my body's breaking down, my memory's breaking down.
We're aging.
We are
rapidly.
aged.
We are aged women,
but not as aged as our dear friends on The Housewives.
Oh no, they look better than they've ever.
They
looked.
look amazing,
guys. The New York and Potomac, though I do believe Potomac to be younger than the ladies.
Is a younger gal about,
but the New York women.
I said what I would give. I would trade my body with any of them this instant.
Their faces. I mean,
everything.
Sonia is an alcoholic who has never looked better. I've never seen someone treat their body worse and look better.
She's wearing it quite well.
She's wearing alcoholism like a tight pair of jeans.
So's Tinsley. So's Dorinda.
All of them are
so's
just
Lou.
being
They're
fermented in place by it. And it's serving them.
I know. And then the other two, Bethany and Ramona's breasts are so buoyant. They're
at one point
overfloweth. They're cupping.
One point, Bethany's breasts in the pool were floating the rest of her body up. Like they were being like she could have stood straight in a deep end and been floating by a life jacket of boob.
Yeah.
Like it was bizarre.
Well, that brings us to our guest.
Yes.
A lovely, lovely woman, a favorite of our podcast.
I know. She makes me so happy. Anytime she's on, I'm so thrilled to hear her thoughts and views. And
so nice to have a guest that's just a pal. And I love all of our guests, but it's nice to get to laugh with you and watch the show.
Oh, man, we laugh so hard.
It's Deanna Cheng, everybody.
Well, God, this was when you asked if I was available and I knew I'd be sitting through this episode with you guys, I was like, okay. I really needed it. And I did come with compression stockings.
Yes,
and so therefore, sciatica and this and that. I came just hot, fresh out of some vein therapy.
You came correct.
As I told you myself, I've never felt more attractive than when I wandered through the aisle of the drugstore where they sell compression socks and all other heating bags and sort of like
a toilet with handles on the side.
Yes, anything like that. Like I was getting winks from
That's
men.
where you belong.
I've never felt more beautiful, more seen.
And were you in the Renner wig?
No, I was not in a. I had no makeup. I mean, and I was still working it. I was getting looks. I had a compliment.
Much like Tinsley said, maybe I still got it.
Yes, I still had it with that older set. A man told me like, "You're gorgeous." Like, is he probably still with us? No. But I was like,
we don't know.
Dark.
Well, it's dark, but I'm just telling you my feelings about
it. It's nice to see that truly
maybe he's still watching over you.
I'd like to hope so.
Hey, if you're out there,
winking down.
If you're out there, some of the New York women would love to meet you at their party.
But isn't it nice? There's so few women, who really see these years that are going to, hopefully, God willing, come to you.
Yes, please.
And know that they're going to be, you're moving towards your best time.
I don't know if I'm going to hold up as well as them. They're really holding up in a way that I've already fallen past where they've risen to.
Right.
Like
the New York women.
Yeah.
I have too. But when I saw them all prance about on that
and bathing
hot
suits?
tub in their bathing suits, I wouldn't put on
one
a
of
bathing
them more
suit.
gorgeous than the next.
Now, granted, in the show, I did we both pranced about in our Beverly Beach bikinis, which again, I don't wear a bikini on a beach. And here I am prancing about. So we did a fashion show, but I wouldn't dare on television. I told the lighting guy, you fucking bring down the lights. And I said, and put on a gobo or whatever the hell that is.
She did. She's like, can we get a different lighting for when we get on our face?
And he goes, oh, sure. And I was like, I want strobing. I want glitter. I want things to happen that confuse the eye.
Deflect light. And
And the security guard got in and he's like, you want me to tell anyone no long lens photography? And I go, yeah, I do. I don't think any of our fans brought like a...
No, but we just wanted to be ready in case.
A lens. Yeah. Not one person took a photo.
No. Not a one.
Guys, New York City. Let's just jump into
Shall
it because
we?
we were off last week. We talked about it in San Francisco, but wow.
Between last week and this week, we have seen these eyes have seen some things.
I'd like to play a clip that we've all seen it, but I do feel it's nice to touch down on it wherever you are, be it on a treadmill, in your car, walking, crying, wherever you are, falling asleep. I'm going to play just a clip to drop us into time and space. We all remember this moment, of course, because it was devastating and hilarious. But this is when Sonia was in a closet speaking to an employee of the Miami home. And we're going to cut between her and Dorinda, and the best scene I've ever seen of Dorinda of all time. Let's just take a listen, shall we?
Raj. Taj. Here's what we're gonna do. Like, we've gotta unpack. Ready? Okay, let's do all the shoes. Ready? You want a drink? I got extra drinks. Oh, is this underwear? This is underwear. Oh my God, underwear with underwear with the shoes. That's funny. Should we just put the underwear on there too? All right, here we go. It's a girls' weekend. What heels are you gonna wear?
These?
I love those. And I'll tell you another thing. That Luann, she better get off her high horse. That Luann, I love her, but I gotta tell her, you lost my shoe. Taj.
It's in your bag. Let me grab it for you.
Okay, let's get it. Tage.
Yes.
Taj, not Tage. You said Tage. It's Taj. Tage.
It's Tage. Like rhymes up page
Yes,
or
so
rage.
Let's do it. A little bit heavier pour than you did, just to make it snappy, make it good. A little bit extra lemon. This is called the pre-dress drink. Okay. You don't know what you're dealing with here, do you?
No.
You do not know a little thing. It is fun. We will not let you down.
Is Tage T-A-G-E? Or is Taj?
It's T-E-J.
And I personally like splash of water. Just a little bubble.
So don't do Tage.
Okay, you can call me.
You're killing me.
You can call
Honey,
me.
you're killing me.
I'll keep my name Tage, but you can call me Taj.
I don't know what Sonia's been drinking, but it's obviously too much.
The way that Dorinda slurs her words and then just puts in a dash of water.
I just like a dash of water. My favorite line was when she said, hey, let's make this drink. I want to make it a little more snappy. Make it more snappy.
And that's another word for alcoholism. We're just snappy.
She said this is called a before dress drink. Is that what she said?
It's a wild dress she's got on too. Lots
It's
going
like
on.
a Emilio Pucci dress or something.
Yes.
Wow.
That guy, that was the chemistry and just, no one can deliver that kind of scene like Dorinda.
No.
And poor Tage.
Oh, Tage.
Poor
Are we saying it right?
Rhymes
I hope
with
so.
rage.
Right.
Rhymes
Okay.
with rage.
We can never forget that. When speaking of her underwear, that episode and rolling into this episode.
Well, and then this episode, before Sonia falls, or is it after Sonia falls, when she is when they're examining her and she's just laying in their hands,
concussed.
smiling as if she just watched a sunset,
And then reaches up under Bethany's dress to poke in her butthole or something.
Is she smelling her bottom?
Poking, caressing.
She put her face to her bottom,
and,
right?
and Bethany was so
Took it.
nonplussed. She didn't even turn around. She was like, this is what I get when I'm taking care of Sonia. She will be in my asshole. And that's just that.
What I appreciate about the two of them, and you don't see this too much, is that it started as like, I guess we'll kind of hook up together because we're both the odd man out. And it seems to have developed into a very loving, respectful relationship.
Agree.
Yes.
No one seemed too concerned about what happened with Sonia. Everyone was like, let's get a team of paramedics in here. But
The next morning.
keep it moving. I thought they were going to wake up and be like, what are we going to do about Sonia? They were like, what are we going to do about Luann?
I know, but you kept saying like, but there is a problem, right? I mean, this is a problem. Like, is anyone going to talk to her? But in my heart, I was already moving on because I'm just like, this is Sonia on vacation,
But
okay. But one of the signs of being an alcoholic is falling down to where an ambulance is called.
It's
like
a
that
hallmark.
is
It's a hallmark.
hallmark. And there ain't no card for it.
Well,
Sorry.
it's not that I don't.
Now, I want to say
think
one thing.
she's an
I've received some
alcoholic.
feedback from fans when we discuss someone's alcoholism, but obviously we don't know, but
No.
I am just looking at what my eyes are seeing, which is that paramedics are coming up and a woman is sniffing another woman's asshole
Okay.
and has had about 17.
They're in a
And she
danger zone.
maintains such an amazing disposition that I think it's kind of
Right.
It's hard to not laugh, not at her problem, but at her.
At her
so
because she's so funny and she is having a good time. And so it's
I'll
hard to
say.
not get caught up in the joy that she's bringing herself and to others. But it
was
is-
truly shocking stuff.
And then the next morning wakes up
Fresh as a
daisy.
gad
She goes,
down
I
daisy.
feel great.
She looks great. She feels great. She's up. She's chipper. No problem.
Well, you saw her legs prancing toward us before they panned up, and you're like, well, who's this now?
Yeah.
And it was Sonia in a full heels, bathing suit, and
And though she did have a bruise
Well,
included.
yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
bruise included.
she sure did.
I love Bethany after a night out.
Yes,
no eye
so
makeup,
good.
not off.
No.
She's as loose and fun. She's always got an impression of someone.
Yes.
Tinsley's laughing. It's
She
like
does great bed work.
Yeah, great bed work.
She does. It's a slumber party vibe.
Yes. I have so much fun when I'm hanging out with these gals.
Oh, and I love us in Miami.
I love us in
We're
Miami.
best in Miami.
I love this house.
Oh, I'm having so
I
much
had such a great
fun.
time.
I did. I had a great
I wanna
night.
be at
And then
the
I had a great
party.
morning. And then I had a great time at the artist colony.
And then I had a great time at the party.
Wow.
Oh, the party of men. Gorgeous men.
Hot
Tony.
Unexpected.
Shout out to Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony, we thought you were Noelle at first.
Yes, we did. And what
I didn't.
I thought it was Noelle, but also the guy that Ramona's going on a date with, like a Kyle MacLachlan type.
Kevin Rum guy.
Kevin Rum.
Yeah, and we had one other really great guy. Who was the guy that?
Danielle?
Danielle. Danielle,
Right.
Kevin, Tony,
Mario.
Mario, who I stand by. I
Oh,
live or
he's
die for.
hot as heel. You know,
Yeah.
we had a lot of good man.
Hot as heel.
You know, unfortunately, I did feel bad. The guy that Bethany came to present. I know we're in the end before the beginning, but she presented him as a treat. But we had already gone at the Kevins and the Dennyos
Well, we
and
had
the
seen
Marios.
Kevin. Right? The guy who was the guy that Luann was talking to? That was
Danielle.
Noelle.
Danielle.
No, not Danielle.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, we had seen
No,
this-
Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, Tony. Yeah, Tony.
Okay, Tony was
Tony,
the
Tony,
youngest
Tony the tiger.
of the batch, who was
Yeah.
probably the best looking. There were
Yeah.
a lot of good looking men there, but the best looking of the batch. And so we saw this guy, and he looked sort of young, and Tinsley being the youngest
Yes.
of the crew.
Well,
They would give it
the editors did it dirty.
Yeah.
They come right up to
Because-
Bethany being like, come on, I got someone.
He's
someone for
good
you."
looking. I'm not lying about it. He's good looking.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
So scary when Bethany wants you to do something. You know, like okay.
Yeah.
we get
so
we get
scary.
racetrack Bethany when she wants.
Racetrack.
And then she brings us this guy who was
He's-
good looking. He had a feel to him like a John Hurd, and that's a deep
yeah.
cut. That's a deep cut. And
I love
R.I.P. to
Hurd.
John Hurd.
R.I.P.
But he had that
Beaches,
sort of vibe. Yes.
big.
Yes.
He's the best.
But he was
Pelican Brief.
Oh wow,
Wow, deep cuts.
guys.
I am
cuts.
so attracted to John
Me
Hurd. Always have been. As a
too.
kid, I was like, this is my guy.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
This
Me
is
too.
my guy.
Me too. Even as he didn't take care of himself and there were things happening, like he had definitely, I think, an issue with substance abuse. I don't know for sure. But he was my guy.
He would have fit right in at that party.
Yeah. But anyway, it was tough for him to be introduced.
Yeah, it's real tough. Tony, he knocked my socks off. Who did? And I feel like Lou was sniffing around a lot of them.
Oh, Lou was
Oh, yeah.
sniffing. Lou with that red jumpsuit that's like
Titty
how
cups.
did it? Yeah, titty cups. Is that what
I
it
thought
was?
she looked fantastic.
She
My
did.
breasts could never hold up a jumpsuit like
she
that.
didn't.
My breasts couldn't hold a jumpsuit like that in 8th grade.
No, mine neither.
Do you know what I'm saying? They have never been buoyant
No.
like that. They've always had a low breast.
Well, you have a heavy breast.
A heavy breast.
A heavy breast.
A heavy breast and some spider veins. How can
Oh, we're
how
all-
can I help you?
Our younger listeners are like,
I know, we're so sorry.
No, but
everybody.
guys, let me tell you, once I take these compressions off on Saturday, hey,
you're looking good.
You guys,
I'll be ready to show my ankles. What?
Can I talk about the wildest moment of the episodes? And it was a flashback that I can't believe I don't remember.
My God, I know what you're going to say.
And I'm sorry I'm laughing, but Sonia falling off that horse.
We had to rewind.
When she bounced so many times before she shot into the air.
And then onto the ground and then straight up and was like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I was like, well, she surely has broken her neck.
She was, and then I was wondering, like, are what we seeing now the fact was Sonia concussed way back when, and then she has had sort of like an injury?
And is that something
football
you can
player.
you can stay in a state of concuss?
No, but the more concussions you have, which we've seen 2 in one episode, you know, a flashback.
It's only
and a
what
current.
we've seen with our eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But when you've had enough concussions, like there is actual damage, and you
right.
can. And people can think you have a problem.
I see.
And
I thought it was pretty bold when Lou tried to turn on a dime, like these trashy ladies, and they did all this, and then suddenly was like, I feel upset for Sonia. It's like, Lou. The best was when Lou was like, well, I don't know what's wrong with them. I think they're afraid of my success and they're jealous. And Ramona goes, oh
no,
I don't think so.
It's the most reserved and underplayed Ramona has ever been, and wow, did it serve
Because
her.
the comment took her breath away and she just like let the words out on her thought.
Peacefully, yeah. Just let
Peacefully.
yeah, breathe out. Like when you actually, when your mind and your body meet at the same time.
They were in perfect harmony.
Perfect harmony. And we've never seen that from Ramona.
It was an outward breath. Oh, I don't think so. It was truly fine work.
Truly.
should
I remember
lean
like being
into
in an
that.
acting class.
Yeah.
And one of my teachers, my professors telling me like, you know, don't think it, like think it, you know, say it on the thought, like like one of those notes. Like,
Well, that's something I've been thinking about a lot with this show, New York, is acting teachers who have really talked about the moment-to-moment work.
Yeah.
And the moment-to-moment work that goes on in an episode of New York is so rich
Texture.
and it is lived in. It's like we watched 2 minutes and I was like, "Wait, can we go back? Like, can we go back? You know, like there's things I've missed. There's nuances.
So
layered.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my acting class, I remember I tried to get up and sing like Send in the Clowns, this song that's typically sung by like a woman in her 70s. And the teacher's like, you haven't lived enough to do these scenes. Sit your ass down. And it was hard to hear at the time. But I feel like watching New York, what I'm seeing is like, oh, these women have lived and earned these moment-to-moment work that we could never do.
That's right.
They have seen things.
They've lived lives. They've lived lives.
Yeah.
Many lives.
Send in the clowns, indeed.
Send in the clown.
There have to be clowns. And that's a good segue to Tinsley with her ringmaster work because that dress. Now Dabney. A new caricature entered stage right.
You just think to yourself, I'm going to debut myself on a television program.
I'm sure I am.
And you say to yourself, wow, what should I
Wear?
Because you do say it to yourself.
You do. And look, the problem is the options are endless
Right.
because you can put a lot of different things together.
You sure can.
And she did.
Yeah.
And she did.
Well, I was shocked because I thought what she was wearing was like a little white dress.
Baby
or like
doll dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was a cut off white jean short. And that was a shock to the system.
Well,
Now, we had a hard time getting our heads around her body.
yeah.
And that's not to body shame. I just
No.
couldn't make heads or tails
They
of her.
didn't give us like, they kept
didn't give
revealing
us
her
the
in
angle.
We
bits
kept
and
saying,
pieces.
we kept saying like we need to still touch down on her.
Yeah,
like, they
I
would
can't get
switch away. But I would say we got more Dabney time than we did get of
Barb.
Barb.
It's her name is Barbara.
Oh my God. you
She's
guys,
been Barbara.
it's
She's
upsetting.
been with us the whole. Her name is Barbara.
It's
I know.
hilarious that you just
No, she
blanked
didn't
on it.
know. God help Barb. You know,
Guys, Barb,
I-
she looked cute as a button from behind.
when she was in her workout outfit, that is her outfit.
That
that
was
is Barb's
Yes.
look. She looked hot.
Yes. Hot.
Did you guys aren't going to talk about Dabney's boots? We're going to just go past those. And we're going to talk
forgot.
baby doll shirt, jean short.
And then a strange cactus boot that she thought would be good for Miami.
which was white with bright, right? And
Yeah,
then
they
like
had
a red
They
and
had
a,
cactuses on them.
okay, I
correct?
didn't miss those. But then there was
Maybe
like
I'm
a
wrong.
red soul or pink soul or something.
There was a lot.
A lot.
Now, sister act are both locked in a very like Arrested Development thing
Yes.
because Dabney had that little poof
Yeah,
on
her
her
bum.
hair.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That little poof. Although she seemed younger, she did seem a bit more grounded. Although immediately she was like, I'm not working currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
that's
they were like, what do you do? And she's like, I'm not working currently. But
Those
like
Mortimer
but I think
sisters
there's,
haven't
like-
worked a day in their
No,
damn
I
lives.
felt
What
for
they
them
do.
because again, work,
You
don't
felt
work,
for
whatever.
them.
I do, because they haven't been taught to find whatever it is that drives them besides looking for a rich husband. It felt to me, I don't know Dabney, but I felt it in my soul.
Well, I love it now. We're so open with it. Bethany was like, yeah, Tinsley, come down. There's a guy that's successful and rich. Come on. Meet him.
Yeah.
Like, and Tinsley's like, coming.
Coming.
Like, it's so old timey
Yeah, well, that's what she is.
with
you
those
know?
bows. It's like, mommy, it's really,
that
really.
outfit was so young. Just her every outfit she
I'm
wears.
telling you, it is, again, an older reference. I don't give a fuck. Whatever happened to Baby Jane
That's right.
is Tinsley.
Mhm.
I've written a letter to Daddy.
That's
It's
really
creepy,
It's really
man.
creepy when you sing it in unison too.
That was Dabney and Tinsley singing together.
You know, these mothers though.
Mm.
I mean, her mother.
I'm not
to
blaming
form-
Dale, guys. I'm blaming them.
Oh, I'm blaming Dale. Dale's a monster. A monster. I know you're charmed by her, but she ain't right. And
None of them are right.
No,
Look,
but
we
she's-
can't all be defined by the damages our mothers do to us.
I don't.
And I say this
Dale
as
has damages embryos.
And I say this as a mother who did not dress her child up for or
Or a mother who's
Costume
asked,
day
hey,
today."
we miss you. We haven't seen you around.
I say this. We cannot be blamed for all that we do. to
I
our
understand. But I do think that when
Her accent doesn't absolve her.
oh
you're saying.
no, I see a very, very diabolical human being in Dale.
children. But isn't she fun?
Not for me.
Tinsley.
Not for me and not for Tinsley. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know how she's with Dabney.
So I said this at the live show, but Tinsley, I heard from someone who met her, who shall remain nameless, that she is so joyless in talk about the moment to moment work. It's not the bubbly. It's not what we're thinking. No tagging. But if you start watching, and this is something I really, really do want everyone to watch, she powers down when it'll be like the end of a sentence or in the middle of something, and I can't do it because you can't see me, but she'll be like, yeah, I'll grab that glass. Like her voice doesn't go down, but it's like the light goes off from her eyes and she just goes somewhere. I think she's a very depressed person.
Oh God. What do we do?
I don't know what to do with it.
Can
I don't know what
we
to do
touch
with
down again on Barb and what happened last week's episode?
Yeah,
when
that was horrifying.
that was
it. Horrible.
Ramona
I felt
at
so
her
bad
work.
for
What
Barb.
was now we caught a beginning of next episode where Ramona accuses this woman who seems to have just walked 3 steps towards the house of being with Barbara in a sexual fashion.
Yes.
And I'm like, Ramona is a straight up bona fide homophobe.
Oh,
100%.
for
And I
sure.
don't think she would deny that.
No.
Okay.
She'd be like, what? It's not normal.
Well, okay. Well, you know what? I don't like it.
Oh, I don't like it either, but
There's not much I do like about
I
Ramona.
know.
there's nothing I like about
But is
Ramona.
that why she didn't want to? I was
Oh, you're thinking that's why she doesn't.
Well, I don't
do think that's
know.
part of it with her. I think she's like, Barb's gross.
I think she also, Ramona, in that Vicky Gunvalson way, is not nice to the new girl.
maybe.
I think there's a part of her that's like,
And
until
something
I
about-
know ya, I don't know ya.
Something
You know?
about Barb rubs her wrong, but to not invite someone. Look, Barb's
So
not right for this show, but she
And she
seems like
knows it.
a lovely person.
Yes, she's a good human, which is one of the reasons she's not right for the show.
And it's not like a Teddy where it's like, you're not right for the show. I like Barb.
Yes.
She's not annoying to me.
Barb's
she just
fine.
she shouldn't be on the show.
The best news about Barb is that she doesn't want to be on the show. And so she will be
Mm-hmm. Which is,
marching
have we ever
off.
even seen
We've
that
never had it before. She's like, hey, this hasn't worked out, which is fine. And I'm going to head out and I'll see you on the flip.
Which is so dignified.
It is.
It's making me really love Barb.
Me too.
Or whatever
Do you remember her name?
is.
Do you recall? No.
No, not anymore.
Many times they're not following Barb with the camera. We were saying they're always
Yes.
like, well, last night when I was in Barb's room. And it's like, where was that scene?
No, we
You said
can't.
when Barb walks down a hallway,
The camera crew walks the other way.
they refuse to follow Barb. They'll be
She
like,
goes
well,
in direction.
last night at Barbara's party for the construction night, no cameras
No,
there.
Not a camera.
And I was like, but did they have cameras? And it seemed
Oh, they have
they
plenty.
do. It's just that they don't want
It's
to
like, let's
burn
Waste
off
the energy or tape.
burn off tape, electricity,
let's rig a Nest cam for Barb.
set it and forget it. Okay. catch CANT on the cam.
Let's just throw a GoPro on her lamp. There is just no Barb. And then when we were at the art show, and I don't mean to be rude, was Barb there?
Unclear.
No one can remember.
Barb, did Barb get anything? Oh,
Well,
let's talk about the worst
Oh,
comment
dark.
ever.
Oh my
said.
God.
So when
This needs silence to wrap your head around.
So Bethany was such a joy this episode, and I was really enjoying her in Miami.
And we were saying what a great season she's had. She's been
Yes.
an all-star.
Yeah.
and then when she buys that $10,000 stop sign from that one artist,
From that
and-
charlatan.
from that all these artists have been Charlotte.
Yeah, that Andy Warhol ripoff artist. Go on.
Exactly. And so he gives Tinsley the Campbell soup can
Purse.
and a purse. And then when everyone's like, she's like, I spent $10,000 and she just gets given something for $5,000. And then do you have?
Yep, I have it. She said, that doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense? And then Luann yells as they're walking across the street, and you didn't even get a present. And she comes back so hard with, I have a daughter. That's my present. She doesn't.
I mean, what's the use of being so small and petty like that?
It's more than small
It's
petty. It's so
different.
fucking nasty. Why
Where's it
her
to
mind would go
Tinsley?
there. It's Bethany's locked and loaded with everyone's what she perceives. It's not deficiencies, it's their vulnerabilities. She knows that
Interesting.
Tinsley wants to have a daughter, and she's right there at the ready to get there. And she made that insane leap because she was so angry that like she didn't get something that someone
Meanwhile,
else
she
got.
could buy anything she ever wanted. Who cares?
Yeah, it's her worst quality. And I do feel like, I've had my time with, or maybe you've forgotten, but I've had my time with Bethany, and was Team Carol. And remember that.
Yeah, so we all remember.
And,
We don't remember Barb, but we do remember
we do
that.
remember where you stand, what team you're on.
And I feel I've let my guard down, and I've had great time. I've had a great time with her this season, a great time.
I let
she
my
let the
guard
right
down.
ones in. And then, wow, did she hit me with a zinger, And so
She zinged y'all right.
it's hard. It's hard to feel safe with her. And
No,
that's
you
my
can't.
biggest problem with Bethany is that it's impossible to feel safe around her.
I hear that.
Guys, I have a daughter and she doesn't is the most nasty thing, honestly, that was said on the show. It's nastier than even something like Ramona might lob.
It's weird though. It's so wrong, but it's so coming from, and I think it's interesting that you may be dead right about the vulnerability, that she knows people's weakness and knows how to, and probably why she's good at business is she can find a weakness and negotiate and whatnot.
And she has to keep tabs and win. And so that's where she's doing a
Right.
weird scoring system.
She's doing weird math. And I wonder if that math is more about her own life and the things she has and doesn't have.
but Tinsley has nothing.
But for a woman
Well,
to say, like, don't you remember
She doesn't
when
have nothing.
No, I just mean like Tinsley. I didn't mean it like that. Like Tinsley doesn't have a job. Tinsley doesn't have like any
a
of these
sense of
things.
self? She doesn't
Yes,
have.
like she doesn't have anything to hold on to. She's very unhappy. So for her to
Right.
go after her for the actual thing that Tinsley wants.
And I also think it's quite awful because if you think back to what was this 10 years ago with Bethany and Ramona on the Brooklyn Bridge
right.
and that terrible thing that Ramona said
Yeah.
to Bethany crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, like, you don't have anyone.
Oof.
Like, you got nothing. Nobody likes,
I
you
feel
know,
bad.
like,
I just said Tinsley didn't have anything.
No.
no.
But
I
I'm
just
just
meant
thinking-
it's punching down.
No, I understand. But I'm like thinking in a big sense, like she has money, she's gorgeous, like she's.
but she doesn't really have her own.
No, I'm
money.
just saying there's people who don't have anything.
Yes, yes, yes.
of course.
Tinsley's not one of them.
No.
And
Yes,
Tinsley
not
does
in that
have.
way.
I was just looking at it
And
more
Tinsley
like,
has that Campbell soup purse.
Yeah, I'll say because
She-
that looks convenient.
And let me
Yeah,
tell you,
and
that
easy
easy
to
go for no
travel with.
$5,000.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, that's what he priced it at, guys.
Yeah.
He gave them something worth $7.
He rattled off some prices and said, "Hopefully, someone will come in and now that I put this on a television
Hopefully these
show,
bitches will come in and take my prices. When he said to Bethany 10, she's like, done.
done, deal,
Done.
need it."
Gross.
Don't ever stop or whatever lame thing.
And that really spoke to her.
He took a stop sign, painted it green.
I don't understand.
$10,000.
I don't know. I don't know from it. I don't get it. It's not.
Honestly, should we go to Miami and
Uh-huh. Oh my god!
Basil?
Like a bitch sesh pop up.
Yeah, and just like slap some sayings on things.
Down.
Like take a plank of wood.
Yeah. I think it could be a hit.
These are some real caricatures that we've met, the artists.
Oh, they're a rich bunch.
They're
We've
a
had three.
ragtag group. 3 artists.
We had Birdie, Birdie McGee.
We had Soup Can, and then we had
and then we had
Glitter Heart.
glitter. What was
The
that?
ugliest-
A bookshelf,
I
like
don't
a
know.
book.
You know what
holder?
his art reminded me of when Dorinda made everyone bedazzle
The jeans.
and by
Oh,
accident. Was it
dear.
Dorinda that did
No,
it?
Dorinda put the coasters
Yes.
on
So
the
Dorinda
jeans.
was supposed to be bedazzling jeans, but
Oh,
she
wow.
instead bedazzled someone's coasters.
No, she put coasters on the jeans.
I need to see that again.
One of our fans bought
Bought
off of
the
eBay for
jeans.
us.
For a good
Aw.
cause.
Do you guys have that here?
No, we didn't get them. No, they bought them for
In your name
themselves.
Oh yeah, they bought them.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I see.
I would like to talk, though Lou didn't have a great episode in terms of as a human being and us seeing
Like when
her-
she yelled, "Where's coffee? Who's
Yes.
going to get out
Where's
here? Where is all the
coffee?"
help?"
But
What a
she did
bitch.
say one of the best comments I've ever heard, and this is why I love these women. Hard to put your old slippers back on. Referring to Mario. and sleeping with Mario.
And that's to your point, Casey, because I couldn't remember the line. That's where the moment to moment earned work of having, like when she says it's tough to put your old slippers back on, bitches tried on some old slippers. They're tough to put on. And she's tried it again and again.
She needs a
She's-
compression stocking to get that
Okay.
big old boat in those slippers.
Because she was knowing. And the way she just dropped that line.
It was like Marlene Dietrich. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
a broad.
a
Who's
broad.
lived.
These are broads.
Broads.
Except for
They-
Tinsley.
Talk
Tinsley's not a broad.
broad
but
city, I mean,
They're not
Thea
going to make them like this.
broads.
We got to really enjoy this. They're going to die and then we'll die.
and we don't know which is happening first.
Honestly,
Yeah.
much like that man in the compression sock aisle, we too shall leave this place.
Hopefully we're around longer than him.
Hopefully,
He
we'll-
seemed to have gone quickly.
One final thought on New York, which I think we did nail a combo platter that we felt Dabney was, which was a combination between Winona Judd and Meghan McCain.
That's
Yes.
Let's take a break. Guys, we're back. We're just saying, we've gone very long on New York, and honestly, I don't feel done.
No.
But it's
No.
like it's on the other cities to let us talk about them as well.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
give
on
us
them.
something to talk about. And I will say one last thing about New York. It's like we doubted New York. We've done that. We do this
Yeah.
all the time, which is like the first 2 episodes we said to ourselves, do we have nothing? Is there nothing here for us? And then
Then to see the fucking upcoming when how dare the editors try a new approach where it's just like a line and then simply silence. Remember when they were doing the next week? It's like a line and then they kind of fade it out and it's just silence, ending with Bethany having a complete nervous breakdown.
Wow.
haven't
Electric.
seen- Yeah.
Electric.
Just when you think one of them is not as damaged as they were before, you realize like they're even worse off.
Which is, and I know we're leaving New York, but I do think that's why Luann. I'm so sorry. I just have to burn this off my chest.
Burn this off your chest.
Burn it off my chest really quick. Bethany schlepped around, and thank God she's given us a breather from her products this year, which is part of why we're having a better time with her. Trust and believe. Okay?
Okay.
She had those products in our faces for a full several seasons.
She's smart. She took the note on that.
Okay, but she's up Lou's ass. She goes, "Do you think we want to go to a cabaret 5 times?" This is
You think I
Lou's-
want to see you with a skinny girl surfboard?
Thank you. So this is Lou's. It's just like she's never has any awareness that she has also done this. Just the same thing that Lou's doing right now, you know? And Lou, the reason why she's being the worst ever is because of the arrest. And I guess maybe also an arrest coming up or something. Like, she is trying so hard to recover from that she's just being a terrible person, but it's because she's just like,
I get what Lou is doing here. And sorry to keep talking about New York, but like
I've
when
got
you're
more to say,
going,
so we're not anywhere near done.
when you're going through something terrible,
Yeah.
it takes time, it takes energy, it takes work to get done with it. And I understand this because I have done this myself. Sometimes you just want to be on the other side of
That's
it.
right.
And you don't do the work to
It's
get
like
on
you
the other
act
side
as if
of
it's
it.
like dress for the job you want.
Exactly.
And Lou wants to be a cabaret
but Lou wants to be a
She's
cabaret
dressing
star.
for it.
And she wants
throws
to be,
on Giovanni.
She wants to be done with her alcoholism.
But
and
she's not anywhere
Right.
near.
And so she keeps acting as if, like, I can be around these people. I can do
Right.
cabaret. I can do this thing. And she's trying so hard to make this the next thing that she's not doing the work that she needs to do. And I get that. I get that.
So I think that's on a deeper level, but I think the shallow level is like she really thinks she's really fucking talented.
Yes,
and
and she's
that
not.
is what's also just like,
And the only ones to blame for that is not any of them. It's us. Like all y'all listening,
we're complicit.
we have done this.
Dare we say, we've enabled her.
That is 100% true.
Now I have one more thing to say about New York. So in the news today, again, by news, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was a busy news week. We had a story come out about Kelly Ben Simone, Killoran Ben Simone, and Bethany, where Kelly comes out and says on some podcast that on the Scary Island trip, she says that Bethany didn't even care about her unborn child. Like she didn't even care if she had a miscarriage because Bethany was like flying back and forth, and then said she really wasn't flying back and forth to see her father. And that Bethany, and this was when Bethany was pregnant with Bren, she had serious complications. Bethany didn't care about a miscarriage. It's like, what the fuck are these women thinking?
Kelly?
Speaking on each other's unborns.
Kelly Ben Simone is the truest garbage human we've ever had on
Really?
any of these shows. And I
Yeah.
put her at the bottom. And
Really?
we've had some bad humans.
Let's think about that.
But
for a second.
Kelly
The bottom.
Ben Simone is the bottom of the garbage
Well,
pile.
she's definitely one of the loopiest. Like she's
But
not.
She's not there, and what little of her is there is a horrible person.
Yeah, she's bad to the, like, she's shitty.
Yeah.
What about Brandy? I think Brandy's a better person.
I
than
think Brandy's a
Kelly.
better person. I don't think Brandy would do this. And I think Brandy only strikes when someone strikes at her.
Right.
I think she's angry and she's got it in her, but I think she's just like a hurt dog. I
Kelly's
think
just
Ben
not
Simone
right.
She ain't
is not right.
No, she
And I
ain't
think
right.
she's mean, and I think she's still angry about whatever, like the fact that people liked Bethany better, that they were never going to be on Kelly's side.
That's
and I
right.
think she still feels like they're on my side. Everybody still likes me. She did me wrong. And
You're
it's like,
up
no,
here,
you did yourself.
and
wrong.
I'm down here.
Exactly.
Right.
And she got it wrong. And she knows in her heart she did.
Al Sharpton.
No, I was just thinking, like, also, she can't tell you what Bethany was and was not doing on that trip. She thought she was Al Sharpton. Like,
Well, they
that's
had
literally
to
what she
escort- The
saw.
producers had to escort her on the airplane.
So she is not a reliable narrator. I mean, she was seeing her
And
as
so
Al Sharpton.
This morning, when that article, of course, made its rounds through our friend text group, I was so fired up. But then when I saw Bethany slap back at Tinsley in the same regard surrounding daughters,
right.
I was like, God damn it, they're all the same.
Yep.
All right. Should we move to Potomac?
Yeah. I think we're going to speak briefly on the rest of our cities because,
Great.
frankly, like,
Time is.
New York took up a good deal of our time and our hearts this
again,
week.
I'm not done.
I'm not either.
Not even getting started on New York. Okay, let's see what we got.
Now, we've had a lot of housewives farting recently. We had Sonia last week who got her fart caught in her pants and
In her jeans.
had to leave the passenger van
Right after
Take it out.
to jiggle it loose.
just shimmy her fart out of her white jeans.
Well,
These are gorgeous moments.
yeah.
And then this
Moment
week,
to moment work.
Moment to moment work.
And then this week we had Monique. No, she is pregnant, but she farting up at the store. We're really getting
These women, as you say, out in the street.
Yeah.
on the streets tooting their horns.
Yep.
On the camera, we had people digging, and I mean, we're not going back to New York, but a lot of people digging in
Seems
their
like we
butts,
are.
digging in their butts on camera.
Oh yeah, when Ramona pulled out her
Yeah,
thong
and
on her
Dorinda
slip.
was in the suit on the side, picking up in her butt. Like, take that to the bathroom. You're on camera.
but they don't care.
No.
But so anyway, I just had to mention the ass work.
A lot of ass work.
Lot of asshole work.
Why is Candace so fucking worried about what Ashley drinks? Who cares?
Dumb.
Why are these people speaking on other women's like fertility? Like, What's wrong with you?
Did Candace say the phrase? Because I think, but I wasn't sure. Did she say she had a cold uterus?
Yes.
Oof.
That
Really
took my breath
take
away.
your breath right
I do
away.
think that's the thing. Like, those. I know
Chinese medicine, yes,
and
there
things like that. I
is,
did a
but
lot of
just-
herb
okay,
work.
I understand, but it's
I think
still,
it's beyond herb work, Danielle.
Herb work.
It's just,
I did do it.
No, I
No,
understand.
I'm saying,
yeah.
no, I know you did. I'm just saying it's so harsh.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But
just to call someone's uterus
Uterus.
out and the temperature of it. And
Yeah, why does she
and
give a
what
shit?
Candace said, and look, in her defense, she said, "Whatever my mouth speaks on, it speaks on."
and that's, I mean, once you've said that, you've totally
Absolved
divorced yourself
No.
from any.
Like, but it's my mouth.
It
Yeah.
speaks on. It speaks on. I can't control it.
I can't be expected to.
That's not me.
This episode, Giselle really cracked me up when they were. She was talking like in her testimony
my
with the
God.
producer, and she's like, "I've never said anything about Karen."
The producer
like,
said, boom.
"What about this?" And she's like,
Oh.
I guess I have.
I mean, it was one after another.
That was really making me laugh. She's like, "Well,
I was like, is the producer looking this up or she just has it ready to rattle? Like, it was so funny.
It really-
I
mean,
like when they were drinking so much, and I love Giselle in this pink wig, and they go back to her room, and they are, of course, Robin wants to sleep, always sleepy on camera. Never, they pan to her, and she's like, "Why are y'all still drinking?" Just asleep. But I love that when they did the toast, Giselle said, "Let's toast to the nasty, crinkly, booty ass edges." She's so good.
oh, she's so." And her father is very good looking.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he was amazing.
Very attractive.
is it fair to say, and I mean, I'm talking about every housewife franchise, every episode we've ever consumed over the last 10 years, is this
I don't know what
most
to say,
important?
but I'm saying I think I've written it down as well. Go
the
on.
most important, like the most important
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And done, sometimes housewives try to do something and it
Mhm.
just does because it's the platform, like we're on Bravo, like it
Yeah.
just doesn't go.
Yeah.
But this was just, as an American,
Mhm.
and I've heard so much about this plantation museum, and to be able to be there and just be there with them,
Yeah.
and the connection that Giselle had to her family for
Yeah.
that. I mean, it was,
And that so many of them had with their, you know what I mean? So many of the women had with their families. It was well done.
it was very well done.
Just devastating. And I was like, oh, we've risen for once above Real Housewives. Like we are now really like seeing something. And this was just truly the most, you're absolutely right. And I was like, oh, Giselle's father, this is the most dignified lineage we've had to date
That's
on
right.
the Housewives.
Oh,
her father.
100%.
I mean, when I saw photos of him, I hadn't really touched down with the fact that
Did she talk about like
I
he
mean,
did
in the beginning, but we were hearing more about her husband, who was the preacher. That I felt like
Right,
that was
yeah.
But to hear that her father was such a civil rights activist and to see that photo of him with Martin Luther
Wow.
King, I was just like, wow. And they said this is where Giselle gets her confidence.
Right.
And I mean, her father was amazing.
And that he got to share this in such a, it's like he got to share this with his daughter and her
Yeah.
friends, but then to be able to take this out to the people is like, I mean, I have chills. It was really stunning and,
Yeah.
wonderful. I mean, heartbreaking and terrible and
But we have to
Important
face our
to see.
past and
Yeah.
face our present.
exactly.
And I thought pretty apt of, if I may say, of Ashley to say at the end when they were actually showing the chains. And then Ashley was like, and now it's just metaphorical chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Ashley?
That was Ashley.
Oh, I thought that was Candace.
Mm-mm.
That makes more sense from Ashley.
Yeah, I was like, they're doing something
Yeah.
with this episode.
And
No,
then
we later took 15 shots each, but we
No,
have to
that
come
was
back.
It, like we were able to. I couldn't believe
The
it.
transition was like we were
Abrupt.
able to handle, watch this and take it in and process it, and then we come back and they're still mad at Karen for being on Instagram
Insta
I
Live.
couldn't understand why they were mad at Karen. Karen's like,
For my
both
life,
my
I
parents, both my parents have recently passed, and then
We've just had a
toured.
really devastatingly
A
emotional
very
day.
heavy.
They were
Yeah.
so. I was like, why are you so mad at her? She's
She's
like
in her robe in the bed.
talking on Instagram Live.
What
Who
do
cares?
you
She doesn't
care?
want to be out and about.
She's lost her parents. Let her sit in the bed.
Instagram Live doesn't mean you're hooting and hollering around.
And also,
You're
I
just-
think she could have used a little positive support, and I bet she gets a lot of positive feedback on Instagram Live,
Right.
and that's nice for her. So let her be with people that are just going to
Giselle
support her and love
was
her and not
so
challenge
angry.
her in that moment. Because these women are constantly, like, even when they love her up, they still challenge her and try and bring
she
her
doesn't
down
catch
little
a break.
bit.
No, and Giselle is so nasty to her. And I don't like Karen. I find
I
Karen to
love
be
Karen.
the Lou of, I think she's much more hilarious than Lou and
Yeah,
a very
she
different
is
version of
very
Lou, but she
funny.
is very narcissistic.
Yeah, I feel like I've never met a Karen before. She is her own.
She's a piece of work.
person. Yeah, she is
Yeah.
a true piece of work, and she is made for a Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, like
Yeah.
this is the only place for her is the Housewives franchise. But Giselle's is not a good look for her to be coming for Karen at every turn. I don't really get it.
I don't either. Although I'm sorry to go back, but it did really make me laugh though when out of nowhere, Giselle's father slammed
goodness.
Oh, that
Karen.
was so strange. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Well, because obviously he's seen the show and
Yeah.
he knows the fight. And God bless Karen for just continuing
She
to
kept
go
it
on a
moving.
party bus with people who have showed up to her house dressed up as pizza delivery people to see if she really lives in the house. So first
come
of
back
all,
from that.
she can
Yes.
go to bed that night if she wants to enduring that. But then Giselle's dad was saying something like, yeah, and they, you know, and they put up this for collateral. And then he just turns to Karen. He's like, and you know what that's like,
yeah.
Karen, to put something up for collateral.
Slam.
But Karen was like, mm-hmm.
She kept it. You know,
She
that's
kept
a
it
class
moving.
move. Let's keep. We're here. Thank you for this tour.
She's like,
I'm
thank you for
nodding
that
my
feedback.
head.
Mhm.
When the women do get wasted again at the end of the long day, and they said, oh, I haven't been this drunk since Uncle Lumps. It had been 2 days since Uncle Lumps. It's like, guys, it's not been that long.
It was wonderful.
Oh, and with Robin, when you said Robin did say to them, "Oh, you're all so energetic."
Robin
Robin
is the sleepiest person on reality television. She
God
just
bless.
wants to catch a nap.
Can I just say this about Robin? No one I've never seen someone wear hair in so many different like sizes, like just short, long, and have it look so phenomenal. That's
Yeah,
it.
she's
I
got the
envy
face
her
for it.
hair
She's got the
all
face
the
for
time.
it.
Yeah, she's a
She can wear
beautiful face.
short hair like, oh my God.
I like Robin's confidence in herself. She doesn't give up.
No.
She's not looking out for anyone to think anything about
No.
her. She's just like,
No.
here's who I am. And you know who doesn't fuck with that ever is Giselle.
Giselle.
No, Giselle doesn't.
Yeah.
I've never seen a character on Housewives like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like isn't it has the confidence, isn't sweaty, isn't
Yeah.
fighting hard for anything, and is still. I'm interested to see what
I
she's
used
doing.
to think Carol was like that.
Oh, those
But
were
Carol
different
got-
times.
those were different
Those were
times.
different times. Look, don't look over here. Those were different times. Believe me.
Now, last thing about Potomac, when we were on, I was pretty shocked though when Robin said that she had taken her like genealogy test, and you know she came forward because there had been some controversy surrounding the women accusing her of not being what she said she was. She's like, well, you know, I'm 59% European. And then she went on to explain, as every single
Yeah.
person on the bus understood, except
Yeah.
for one person. She
I
was like, but
know.
you know, culturally, of course, I was raised black.
Mhm.
And she gives a heartbreaking explanation about
Right.
her lineage. And then Katie looks at the camera and with her eyes gives the like, you know, that like
Roll,
crazy
yeah.
signal
Well,
where you like
yeah.
roll your fingers like this one.
Yeah.
Like,
She
what
seemed
the
like
fuck.
I don't
Katie's
know.
the worst, and I'm glad she's not on the show anymore. I don't like her.
She's awful. To give a look like this one's nuts.
yeah, it was it
She's
was
not right.
No, it wasn't
No.
good.
She's not right.
I'm surprised they brought her back. Why are we with her again? What does she have to offer us?
She did lift her top.
I guess, but
Please, New York lifts everything.
everything.
Right.
We've seen everything.
Every nook and cranny.
Sonia sniffed Bethany's ass.
And that wasn't even anything we stopped. You know what I'm saying? We kept like we're moving.
Because
Bethany didn't have the
get into
strength
the
to
toast.
turn
We didn't
around.
even get into the toast.
The toast
There-
was
okay,
wild.
you know what? Let's take a break and let's just come back with
We'll
Beverly
try.
Hills. We'll try. Okay, we're back. Beverly Hills. Give us something.
Anything.
I don't need Harry making veggie burgers.
I know.
Although
I
I
don't.
did like that.
I
scene.
will say, Brandy. Who cared?
hardly
We
knew
got, we
it.
got Brandy, but I was like, and I wasn't
It was
interested.
sad to see Brandy still kicking around the cobblestone.
What does that mean?
Just like like
Just trying to
kicking a
get
can
in?
up the hill, like just trying to.
Just trying to get in where she can fit in with like Denise through Denise Avenue through whoever their friend was who put Aaron.
Like I just picture her like a nice cozy house and she's just like peeking through the window.
Right. Where
like,
can
knock,
I
knock.
creep
Yeah.
in?
And
I
how
don't-
dare you try to creep in through normal Denise?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm probably the only one who felt this way, but Denise and Brandy together, something in my body was like moving around. And I was like, this duo is dangerous.
I felt the same.
Really?
thing.
Yes.
I feel a nervous, like
Yes.
scared feeling.
I felt scared.
I have to say, the person, and again, I love Denise Richards. Love
Watch
her.
yourself. I love Denise.
But she has an edge.
Oh, yeah.
She likes a bad boy and a bad girl.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She didn't marry Charlie Sheen not knowing at least part of what she was getting. I'm
Yeah.
not saying she got the whole picture,
Right.
but she knew what she was stepping into. And
Oh,
if you're
for sure.
friends with Brandy, you know what you're in.
You
I
like
get
it.
the sense that they were really friends. Like I felt like they went to dinner one time and maybe
Right.
Brandy schooled her on like what was coming. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I did feel like I rarely feel like, oh, I couldn't hang, but I
feel like that all the
think I
time.
could hang with those two. I don't.
I think I could hang with Denise one-on-one.
Yeah, Denise. I'm
Yes.
not Denise 100%. I'm talking about together. Denise alone, great. Denise and Brandy,
What kind of
That's-
trouble are you going to get into with
I
those
don't
two?
know. I know I'm not prepared for it.
It's gonna go
That's
south.
that's what I know is that
Like, do you feel like you're going to end up like naked in a quarry? Like
something
where?
not
No,
good
something
is going to
bad.
happen. Something bad and something over my head. You know, that I won't, I'll have to like, you know, I don't know, call an Uber.
Something
God forbid.
Doesn't seem so bad. But
something wicked this way. comes.
yeah, it's like, will I get out in time?
Yeah.
You know, will I have the wherewithal?
I had a friend like that in college that sort of reminds me of this feeling where we ended up in the back of a tour van of a very strange band, more of them than us.
Right.
And it's a place I never would have been
On your own.
on my own, but somehow
Yeah.
with an element
Yep.
of
Yeah.
a person that is a little more danger and wild than me. I ended up in the back of a van where I felt unsafe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta get at it.
That's
Like,
right.
and I get that. I see that about them.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
That's it. That's all I have about that.
I mean, I didn't like this preposterous thing of Kyle asking everyone if they want to go to Provence, like she was booking it on Airbnb. It's like everyone was like, okay, I talked to PK and I got to talk to whatever the fuck, Edwin and this and that. And Camille's like, I think I made it work with my schedule. It's like, guys,
Filling
you're leaving
time.
tomorrow. You knew this was happening. It was just a little bit
Yeah, the
much.
pretend of it.
Yeah,
all.
like if I can quote my husband, he said, "Just go to France. I don't need to see how the sausage is made." Like he was so upset that we were filling our time with this is like just classic. We don't have it.
Yeah.
Imagine
We
in
don't
New
have
York.
it. We don't have it.
We don't have
We
it.
don't have
we
it.
need to fill it because we don't have it.
Yeah.
So let's get Kyle on the phone and pretend that she's not going to get
With
a discount.
that like old timey headset.
Oh, I loved it. I love
When
that
she
headset.
threw that tennis ball over her head and the dog caught it midair, I was like, Kyle and these dogs is fun.
I literally thought to myself, Kyle's never not chasing a dog
Uh-huh.
through their house, like trying to get it from
I
doing
do
something
love
terrible.
Kyle.
I do too.
She's great. Although
Although
that Paisley, that Paisley testimonial look with her hair up is just
Yeah.
so unfortunate.
it is.
That's the other thing. We're walking around Beverly Hills to get scarves.
I don't even
And Erica was like, I need to see more scarves.
I mean, that's bleak.
Yeah.
That's real bleak.
I was just thinking that like we see Lisa Rinna on a magazine cover and every single housewife in all the franchises seems to have been on a magazine. And all I could think is, and they say print is dead. Like, how are we?
Because I've never
How
even
are
heard
there
of these
so
magazines.
many
Magazines.
magazines. And these women are on the covers of them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And yet, like papers and magazines are folding left and right. What's happening here?
I feel like Los Angeles itself has like 27 magazines. Like
Yeah.
if you get into a doctor's office or a hotel out here, you're like,
Huh, these are
Like,
Angeli Mianos, or it's like Calabas Sis Hills.
And scene.
Surly's.
Oh.
Is there one for Studio City?
Oh, yeah.
Studio shitty.
Casey Rose. How dare you? This city has
I know you have
Oh.
1 foot outside of here, but you watch yourself.
But I will say,
Yeah.
Danielle, I would love to see you on the cover.
Oh, I'm happy. There's even like, I feel like, and I don't know, I've only seen it maybe at Nate Now's deli, but I think it's like Studio City Jew. Like, I think there's
What?
a magazine just for like
Excuse me?
Studio City Jewish
Well,
people.
that you should be the
Studio City Jew is the name of a
something
magazine?
like that. I've only seen it at one
Okay,
deli.
you're going to need to find it, snap a shot, and throw it up on your Instagram because I would like to see that magazine.
Or it's like Studio City Jewish Journal or something
okay,
like
well,
it's.
that's a different title.
I don't mean that it's called Studio City. I just meant
Oh, okay,
like
okay,
it's
okay.
like
That's the
a
vibe.
specific
Okay, the vibration
vibe.
of it. Yeah.
And I say this as
As a Studio City Jew.
as a Studio City Jew. I'm just happy that there is a magazine for me.
For you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So someone gave Max for his birthday, like one of those, like, it's like a plastic tablet that, you press like a letter and it's like A, apple, B. So Henry was like playing with it in the back of the car and he was like, J, Jew. Guys, I'm dead serious. He kept saying like L, lemon, J, Jew.
no.
And I was like,
We
no.
need to
I
open
heard
an
it a
investigation.
million times. It was like J, Jew.
no.
What?
No.
Could it be?
No.
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 I just
Is it here?
Imagine.
No.
Juice? Maybe it was juice?
It's gotta be juice.
I heard it about 100 times and I was shocked. It couldn't be.
Well, I will open investigation
Okay,
and
okay.
find out. I mean,
Okay.
this is like
This is not closed.
potentially,
Yeah.
a situation.
Okay. Okay.
potentially.
I'm going to keep my ears open.
Yeah, keep your ears peeled that it's not juice. When Dorit says, the Beverly Beach girl, she's strong, she's confident. What the fuck are you talking?
How about when she lost her shit on her assistant? And I think that was a tenth of what she would normally have done.
Oh.
What was it? What,
When she's like,
Because she
I asked
forgot
you to
the
bring.
kids brief or whatever, the kids
Elastic
bathing
brief or
suit.
something?
No, I don't want to mom shame.
okay.
But I felt a bit uncomfortable when Jagger was like posing with that model. I don't know why. I was just like,
Oh, Jagger. I have
He's
to say,
so
these
They
her
make-
children
they make very
are
cute
absolutely.
children.
No.
He's
he looked like
adorable.
he was having. It looked like he had
just
been
to her
practicing.
be like, you bounce up there with that male model and do
I'm-
some posing. I was like, what's happening?
keep it like. Why is he? Yeah, I hear.
Can Jagger
you.
get his own shots or I don't know. Something about it was odd.
Well, it didn't. What do we say? Yeah, it was odd.
It was a strange demographic. It was
Exactly,
like three like young hot people and then like
a kid.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, who are we selling suits to?
That's right.
Yeah, it was a weird
It was
demographic.
weird, but he was. He
Oh,
is
he's
so
a
cute.
doll.
I mean, I know
He's a
you're-
star.
He
He's a
is
star.
so cute, and I mean, I don't think has she met them? I don't know that she's spent. Does she know them? I don't know that she knows them, and that's.
Dorit
Dorit.
does know her.
I don't know that she knows those two.
Those children?
Correct. I don't get a sense of her knowing. They could have. They could be
No, but you know what they
interchangeable.
have is like big highs. Like when we see Camille, it's like, darling,
Yes.
hello, you're looking wonderful. We have a lot of that.
It's like these 3 people, Dorit and her 2 children, have never gotten in the weeds. You know what I'm saying? Like they just haven't. I mean, am I wrong?
You know who we did get?
It doesn't seem to be like a deep connection.
Oh God, no. Like they don't know her and she does not know them. And that's just the truth. I mean, that's the truth. I'm saying something that's true.
You know what? What I
Wow.
also, who we also got to see.
Danielle's segueing.
No, I just
Is this gonna be
no, not at all. I'm just taking us somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
don't.
I think we heard your point, Deanna.
Moving on.
Do you think, I'm sorry, Danielle, do you think they'll get to know each other in the coming years?
Why are you apologizing to me? I'm not.
Hard to say.
Well, hard to say. Like, do they have
say.
something that
Who?
could maybe a
Things in
jumping off
common?
point?
I truly don't know.
No room to grow, you think?
No room?
I guess the kids I feel are open to it. I just don't know when
She'll
they'll
find the time?
Find the time. You know, like it's like I just don't know when that's going to happen. I don't see it.
Maybe
happening.
when Beverly Beach comes
Shutters.
out. Shutters. Much like Kyle by Eileen.
What
to
if Beverly
R.I.P.
Beach moved into there? I could see it. I could see
well,
it.
that's something.
And her being like, I'm designing a Kitson window. Like Kitson has been shuttered on Robertson with
my-
like going out of business. Like
Kitson is a relic.
Yeah, it's
Kitson
like
is
Paris
from the
Hilton
days of Paris Hilton
Yeah.
and Nicole Richie hanging out. Like that was
Yeah.
I'd like to see that
a
window.
snapshot in time, Kitson.
Right, you're right.
So to bring us back there and for Dorit to be like, I'm so excited. It's like, what are you talking? Like, okay, sure.
Right.
But it felt old.
I love how when they thought, when we started to hear about Camille's house, which is terrible, and Teddy's just like, listen, we are all very mad at Camille and we want to confront her, but her house is burning down. Like basically,
so
it was just
wild.
Teddy
Oh.
did look good in that red lip.
Great. And the hair.
She looked
She's
great.
like fantastic.
We got to see also Camille's assistant.
Okay.
Now we
well,
have some tough news.
Oh, I forgot.
Camille only brings the raggiest, taggiest of the bunch. Like she just whoever she hustles on to the show, it's like, oh goodness, where did we get them?
I have some news.
What? Oh my god.
These,
Casey and Danielle are crying right now, guys.
the assistant has passed.
Do you now? Let me ask you a question, Danielle. Was he in the aisle with you? Was that the guy who was in the aisle with you?
I think he outlived the idea.
He see you in compression?
He has unfortunately
Oh,
passed
man.
since that
we
show.
know that for truth.
We know it. And
Oh man,
I thought he really stood out this last episode.
have we met him before? We have.
We have. Don't you remember last season? Because we were all shocked that she would, like not that
an elderly
of course,
assistant.
but
It's
like
just a
it is,
different-
it
yeah.
is an interesting thing.
They have an
to have-
AARP assistant.
Yeah, just because I think of assistants, I guess and
Spry.
maybe this is my prejudice, is like having the young ability to like, go out at midnight and get you
Yeah.
what you need. Like
That's
just like,
the lens you're looking at
Yeah,
assistants
But Camille's
through.
like, I'll make this old man go get me
I
whatever.
know,
I'm
like-
sure she drove him right into the ground.
God.
before his time.
I mean, I think it was his time.
Okay. Guys, this is a nice.
This is dark. You know what?
It's so dark, but
I'm sorry.
We're
guys.
laughing because
no, because it's
can we
crazy. Why
do?
is that old man your assistant? That's
but I thought he's
crazy.
very nice.
I don't let an old person hold it. I hold door. Like how,
That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
you
Camille
never
is
get-
like, oh, he
I'll
can
grab
do.
bags. I'm
Is there
running
a world?
around.
Is there a world where he is like a
Been her
friend of
assistant since
hers?
she
and-
was a
yeah,
baby?
like
That math
No.
doesn't work out.
But
It just doesn't. It doesn't. Let's do it.
Now, Camille's friend.
Ugh.
she has the jankiest friends.
She pulls them from
You look
where
beautiful,
I don't
Camille.
know.
I know they all just kiss her
sycophants.
ass. That's
Yeah.
all she will have
Yeah.
around her. She can't have anyone that has any sort of like real personality or opinions.
No.
Do you think Teddy snubbed Mason at the airport?
I don't. Yes, but I think she thought she was just a fan of the show.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Teddy, even if she's not into Camille, would ever treat someone's child.
No,
like
I
that.
think she thought she was just like a teenage girl that was like obsessed with the show.
Someone in San Francisco came up to the mic and was like, I have some boots on the ground. Teddy's really nice. We were like,
someone
no one's
was like-
denying that.
Yeah.
and then another boot on the ground that was like, Ramona's awesome. Like, lovely.
And then another woman came up and
Huh.
was like, I gotta say, Ramona was nice to me. Look,
Okay.
truly, obviously, all jokes aside, RIP to Camille's assistant.
Do we have a name for the gentleman?
Unclear.
Okay.
It's an unnamed soldier.
I don't want to end on that note.
Can we end on a darker note potentially?
God.
God!
No, I just want to end on something darker.
Great. Are you
I
going back to Jagger and Phoenix's relationship with their mother?
No. I don't even think of that as dark. I just think of that as facts. The barbecue with Rena's husband and daughters.
God,
Her
yes.
Now, couple things. One, I find the fact that Harry is going on solo camping trips to be deeply suspect. Hello?
Wow.
Is that, do you think, what Kim was
What do you
trying to
think's
scream about Harry?
happening?
Okay. Now, now that you say it, I don't know. But I find it very odd.
Yeah, and Lisa does make a point to say
Thank
all the
you,
time of
Myra.
like, we don't need to be with each other all the time. I always thought that was because Harry's an actor and he's like, I don't need to film with these yo-yos. Like, I'm not trying to get my real estate company out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
But that's very different from him being on Mad Men to going on a solo camping trip in a pup tent. Like that doesn't.
Maybe he's a real outdoorsy guy.
No,
likes
I
to make
think-
a pie.
No,
Likes to.
something is
Really?
very
I just
wrong.
think he's like kind of on a different plane.
He just seems sort of out of it.
Yeah, like a professor, like a bumbling.
Yes, that's how he sort of strikes me.
I love Harry. And I did find it odd he didn't know his daughter was a vegetarian.
Yeah, that was strange.
Well, not. I mean, maybe, but I feel like in LA people flex.
Right, maybe they
between-
flex. I gotta say, and call me old fashioned, I felt the girls were so rude to
They
their
were,
parents.
I
If I
know.
spoke to my parents like
Oh,
that,
I would never have been.
I would be
allowed.
knocked into next week.
Well, I thought the darkest thing was like we're talking about this girl who has an eating disorder, who she's taught. You know, we learned that earlier this season. Her mother is saying, you know, it's not a linear experience. We go up, we go down.
Which I really felt for Lisa when she was talking about that.
I did, but then when Harry said the thing about when Harry basically said, she's like, this is your daughter. And he was like, I think this is you.
I
For
forgot about
me, that was like, she clearly, I'm not saying she has an eating disorder, but she has a very complicated relationship with food. And
But she has had an eating disorder, and we've spoken about it on the show,
Lisa Rinna?
right? I feel like not Lisa, no, her daughter.
No, but I think when he's saying
right,
that
but
to
Deanna's
Lisa,
thinking he was saying like because of you.
The minute I hear eating disorder and issues, the only thing I think is everybody get off TV. Everybody get
You're
the
right.
fuck off TV.
you're
But
right.
for
And I
Lisa
know
to
it's your
get off TV,
business.
I think there's a better chance of Dorit and Jagger and Phoenix reconciling than
said reconciling.
Rinna getting off TV.
Well, yeah. I mean, you mean the daughter.
I just mean everybody, family,
The
and
whole
I
family,
understand
Wow,
that.
you're asking the biggest
You're asking
and ask that
You're asking to bring Camille's assistant back.
back to life. You're asking
Better
yeah,
chance
you're
of that.
asking big things.
I guess, and again, I don't even want to like. It's
No, but
not
you're
Lisa Rinna's
absolutely right.
fault. I just feel like when there's a problem, all hands on deck. Get the
Absol-
noise out of your life, and
100%.
everybody.
Right. Don't put the child on television who's struggling with her body and her image. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, that to me, it's like the minute I heard that, I just go, everybody off the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Everybody off the boat.
Especially like we're talking about children.
Mhm.
I mean, teenagers, you know.
Or just then you and Harry do it, but
exactly.
leave them out. of it.
Exactly.
Leave them out. And I get that the girls want it, but it's all you
Yeah.
know. Again, it's and
you know what though? After Yolanda's girls came on, it's like here they come.
I know.
Yeah.
and they are, I think, doing well in the fashion world, but it's hard. Hard to
It's
watch.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was feeling for Lisa when she was just like, it was so painful when they're like,
Yeah.
I'm not eating that. And they're all, it was just like,
it was bad.
it made me feel so sad. And
Yeah.
I am truly not trying to bring it to myself, but like before we found out Max had celiac, he would just stopped eating, like truly to the point he would not eat anything and he was losing weight. And I was such a panic. And then this doctor said to me, like, you cannot force anyone to eat. But it was such a helpless feeling because he was right. What can you do?
Mm.
But you can't. It's like the one thing we as humans like have full control over.
Mhm.
And it's maddening.
Yeah.
And watching them all not eat, I was just like, this is just so horrible.
It
I
was
felt
bad.
I felt the powerlessness of
Yes,
Lisa in
of-
that moment of like
yes.
watching your daughter say she's not
And trying to
hungry
cook a
and-
beautiful meal and just like hoping and coaxing
But
and
I mean,
cajoling. And it's like,
we-
they're not toddlers. Like it is just, oof.
But aren't we? I mean, look, I know. I bet Lisa's a very naturally thin person, and like, but there's her. I can feel. I've seen her relationship to food is
Yes.
not right. I mean, right? It's fair to say.
Yes. Fair to say.
You know, so it's all like, oh, it's so complicated, and
To end us on a better note.
okay.
Are we going to go lower?
No, but I did I will say I love when we sat down at Mexican and
Where were we?
Lisa Rinna said, I'll have a Diet Coke. And Erica Jane said, and I'll have a real
Oh, I loved it.
I'll have
the
a full
bravery,
Coke.
the bravery to have a
courage.
regular
Coke.
Coke
the courage.
on
courage.
television
And the
with
television.
all those bitches.
Yeah,
It felt
Oh,
great. It
it's
felt powerful.
liberating.
was.
Like
It
we've
was.
come a long way. Women can have it all.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and come back with Southern Charm. We're back.
Southern Charm.
Southern Charm. I mean, it's interesting because we have nothing happening except for the fact that Austin
has a threesome
that is caught on camera by his girlfriend. He's cheating on her with 2 other women. She catches him and he's in boxers.
And a boner. There's like
he's in boxers and
a boner. He's wearing a boner.
B&B.
He's wearing, it's more of a semi-boner, like he got scared mid-action and then things started to go down. But, and then she's like, he starts like, you're crazy. It's like, no.
Yeah.
She is reacting normally to a situation where she has found her boyfriend cheating on her with 2 women. Like that's a normal reaction. You scream and you lose your mind a little bit. That feels normal, not crazy.
And they've played that footage so many times because it is kind of what we have.
Yeah.
Although Eliza's promising.
But we don't
I feel like we don't have a ton. It's like you know how I feel about Chelsea.
Yes.
It's like she's normal too. She needs to go.
It's always just like her. She's like, Daddy, you got my doggy. Like,
You taking that dog out by the beach?
Always bringing her doggy home. Like it's like she's lovely. Again, good person, works hard, lovely, smart. We got no business with you.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
Catherine, like, you know, and maybe of course I'm still smarting from the fact that I'm still waiting to hear back from her. But I do feel this idea that we're holding up her fashion. It's like, talk about enabling. Like, it's so upsetting to see her in like a maroon corduroy jumpsuit. And then her hair, I was saying at the show, like, Happy Endings did an episode where we were wearing helmet hair, where it was like a full helmet and then wigs over the helmets. And that to me is what's happening with her hair right now.
Yeah, she's got like a bump it situation going on there.
And she seems to be doing great.
Yeah, no, though she has made a poor choice in Gentlemen, as she does seem to
What the fuck? Dating another senator.
Another like senator who's like under suspicion for some not great stuff from my hometown of Boca Raton.
And then what kind of car does she? A Rolls Royce?
A Rolls fucking Royce. What the
now,
fuck?
Some of the show was like, oh, Thomas is paying for that. I'm like, no, that had to be the guy, the
Is this
senator.
the new guy? I don't know. But then I think I've heard that they've even broken up.
And now
since
she's
then.
dating a musician.
Oh, Lord.
It's just so much. And then Cameron, I love, but it's kind of hard to have her on an island. I just don't know if the show's ready to take on like motherhood and women leaning in and like that debate. And as much as I want it, I'm kind of like,
I just don't know where Southern Charm is. We've sort of lost our way a little bit. I don't know where we are.
If anything,
Maybe
I'm
we'll
like,
land.
God, do we need another show to swap in? Like, I'm just not sure what's happening. But then I was talking to Shira, my sister-in-law. She's like, I can't get enough of it this season.
What?
But she just got totally caught up. So I think she's kind of like
Still riding the high of what
Yeah.
we've had.
I did not watch Southern Charm, guys. I'm sorry.
it's quite all right.
So I did see the clip of the threesome, but of course online. But I didn't see the girls in there. Do we get to see the?
No, we never get to
okay.
see
I thought
them. We see
maybe
him popping out of her room.
Yeah, it'd be nice just to
Popping
see
out.
who we
That'd be
got in there.
great.
Yeah.
This is what I love about Bravo shows is that this happens to me all the time where like I'll tell someone like, what is your podcast? I'm like, oh, it's about Real Housewives because I never know how they're going to react. Someone's just like, and they're like, I just don't want to have TV. I just don't watch those shows. And then I'll be like, right. And they're like, no. When Kyle went to, it's like osmosis.
Right.
Like you're just like, oh, I've seen
Right.
the
I've
clips
seen-
you just discussed, but I don't watch Southern
But I
Charm.
just haven't caught this
This one.
Yeah. I'm going to say something. And I said this. I miss Ashley. I don't miss Thomas because he's
Oh,
a
wow.
fucking monster.
Nightmare.
A true monster.
Yeah.
But Ashley, I don't know.
Well, she shook things up for
yeah,
sure.
I don't know that I want her, but I might need her.
I think
don't
she's
know.
my friend Leah Palmieri was down in Charleston doing a full like couple days with all of them.
Oh,
And
What a hero.
you know,
Yeah.
had the
She's the
time of her
best.
life.
Yeah.
You know. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Ashley is in this
I
season.
think she's joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Maybe in like a Brandy-esque capacity.
but I hope in a better way. I hope.
She's not in a better place.
Yeah.
What was the boot on the ground we got about Ashley? Oh, that was an interesting boot on the ground. A gentleman came to the mic with his girlfriend and said, "Thank you for doing Black Monday. You've gotten my sex life back on track."
Okay.
Black Monday.
Unexplained.
Okay.
Okay. And then he said, I was at a wedding with a And Ashley was at the wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, but I can't remember what he said
He
about
was
her.
alluding to there being some possible kind of woman of the night type
Ooh.
work, possibly.
escorty?
Possibly that had been like
Well, that seems
bandied
it's always,
about.
Yeah, that's always been kind of hanging around her, right?
Yeah, that moniker has
Right.
also like she does have a nursing degree.
Right, but
It's not
that's
nothing.
seem to be using it.
It's very difficult to become a nurse.
I know,
Yeah.
but she doesn't seem to be using it.
everyone.
Honestly, it's very difficult to be an escort as
Escort.
well.
Yeah, both careers are
Challenging.
in their own ways.
He didn't tell you how you got his sex life get going.
He's like, your scenes. He said,
Oh
my
my
scenes,
God.
you really got, but he wasn't really joking. He was just
No,
like, yeah, you
and
got
Andrew
our-
Rannells, the heat.
He said we got his sex life back
The
on,
heat
Oh my
back on
God.
track or upped it or something.
something of that
Yeah.
nature.
I
But
love
basically,
that.
I received it.
That's a real compliment.
yeah.
And then I saw him later in the night and he was just basically like,
Did you
yes,
tell Andrew that?
not yet.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're clothed. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
it was raw. Like he
Right.
just felt
Talk about
yeah.
moment to moment.
moment
work.
to moment.
Moment to moment.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell Andrew that.
that's good.
Yeah.
Guys,
Guys,
this episode has been moment to moment.
moment to fucking moment. You know, some things were said that we're not proud of.
No,
Yeah.
no tagging, please.
Please don't
Please,
tag
guys,
her.
this was a life
Dark
and
episode.
death episode.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes we have highs and lows here. Don't judge us. We don't judge you. It's a safe space.
yeah, and these episodes are quite dark,
Yeah.
and we're
Right.
simply covering them.
Yeah.
We're reporting.
We're reporting about those who are here and those
Those
who
who
are
are
not.
not.
Fuck them. No, that's a toast.
Oh.
To those of us who are here, to those of us who aren't here, fuck them.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
But I guess it didn't really work for this apology. And I don't mean that to anyone specific that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
discussed
yeah.
today. It was fast.
Do we want to go back to New York and just do another
Yeah,
lap?
you know,
Is there anything?
let's start from the top.
That's because that's really was when our spirits were higher.
Yeah, we just went right down.
You know, and whose fault is that? The show's.
Right.
Deanna.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Deanna
Oh my
Cheng,
God,
thank
you guys, what a
Always a
time.
pleasure. Lyra, always a joy.
Always a joy.
Always drunk. Always a joy.
Mhm.
Earwolf, thank you. Casey, thank you.
Danielle, thank you. And you know what? I want to dedicate this episode to someone. Someone really special. To Studio City.
It deserves. You know what? Studio City has been knocked around. It deserves a little love.
Respect.
To Studio City.
Stick some respect.
Have you gone to the
on
farmer's market yet?
No.
it. Oh dear.
And one quick PS, I want to give a birthday shout out to Carrie Haller. Happy birthday, friend of my friend, Danny Campbell's. Happy birthday. Goodbye.
Bye.